up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. And you see, I'm happy and smiling because Stephanie Mills is here. Brooklyn's own. Let's never forget.
Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, do or die.
Right, because I live in Bed-Stuy right now. I love
Right.
when we can celebrate the tremendous talent from Brooklyn like yourself who's been
Thank
doing
you.
this
Forever.
Forever. Yeah, literally since you were...
Young, like 10, 11.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm so excited that you are back home. Like I said, when I saw you, welcome home. And welcome home is not just welcome back to New York, but welcome back to Broadway.
I know. It'll be 50 years next year that I haven't been on Broadway, and to come back and do Hadestown and in a show that's won 8, Tonys, and, the Whiz won 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to be back in a Tony Award winning show, and playing Miss Hermes is such a delicious role.
They should give you some Hermes bags too, just to go with it.
Yes.
With that roll of Miss
Carrie,
Hermes. Can we make
call
that
him
happen?
up. And Kendall, call him up.
Now, I do notice that with this play, as you were getting ready, you have to be on stage the entire time.
The entire time. Once I hit that stage, I don't leave until intermission.
Ooh.
And the second act, too. Once I come on stage, I'm there because I'm narrating the whole play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an opera. I never did an opera before, and that's what really attracted me to it, because it was so different.
Right.
And I wanted to come back to Broadway in something totally different that people would not expect me to come and do.
So talk to me about behind the scenes when they first came to you with this opportunity for a role. What through your head? What was the process like for you to figure out, as you read the script? Let me know what you thought.
I was shocked because, sometimes people say, oh, your approach to things are different, my social media is very pro us.
Mm-hmm.
So they were always like, well, I don't think you'll be able to go back to Broadway or whatever. So when my agent told me that they were very interested, I was like, really? I was shocked. So then they flew me to New York, and I saw the play, and I was like, oh, I can do this. I think I can do this. And then when I got in rehearsal, I was like, wait a minute. Because it's hard. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I was up for the challenge. But it's a lot. It's a beast.
That's interesting you say, because when you look at your social media, you are definitely very outspoken.
Yes.
Very pro-Black.
Yes.
And proudly so.
Yes.
And Broadway definitely in the past has not been that.
No.
The Great White Way.
The Great White Way, yeah.
Is what they would call
Yeah.
it when you were starring in The Whiz.
Yes, yes.
So do you feel like now that you're back here and back on Broadway, and I'm sure you've seen a few different plays during that time, do you
Yes.
feel like things have changed much?
Kendall?
She's like, should I be politically correct? Or
Should I be politically correct? No,
Yeah.
I think not much has changed, really. I mean, but my cast is wonderful. And, why I say much hasn't changed is because Hinton Battle passed away. He's won 3 Tonys. They had to go and fight for him to have the lights dimmed when he's a 3-time Tony Award winner. You know what I'm saying? So but I don't concentrate on that.
Right.
I concentrate on what I want to do and how I'm going to do it. And I respect them, and they have to respect me.
I will say, though, I definitely, if everybody who listens to this show, they know I love going to a Broadway play.
Yes.
And I love taking my friends who have never been.
Yes.
So for a lot of people, I pop their cherry going to Broadway. And they'll be
Right.
like, this is my first time going to a play. And so there have been some things, like I went to go see Jaja's African hair braiding, which I thought was amazing. I did, of course, go see MJ, the musical.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. I took my mom to see Tina Turner, like stuff like that I love.
Right.
The
Are you coming to see
Temptations.
Hadestown?
You know I am. I'm
Okay.
actually planning a whole thing around it.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna, right, Dan? Are we having the dinner and we're planning something? Yeah, we're hoping. So they know up here because I went to go see Home, and before that, I had some of our listeners come and go eat and do something before, and then we all went to go see the play.
Right.
Because it does matter to me a lot, because I think just the talent that you have to be on Broadway is a whole different beast.
It's a whole different beast. You have to be on your job because it's nothing to play with. It's very, very serious. And I've always said that if you can do Broadway, New York, you can do anything.
Yeah.
It's a beast.
Yeah.
It's a beast. And you can't play around. You can't like, oh well, I guess I'll show up today.
Nope.
No.
You got to be full
You
on,
got to be
ready.
full on and ready.
And I think there's no way that people cannot sometimes forget a line or.
Oh, I do all
I
the
wanted
time.
to-
Wait, girl.
It's impossible.
I
not
have
to.
so many lines to remember, but sometimes I'll be I'm like, and then they'll just go to the next scene. They'll say, she'll find her way back. And I do.
And people can't tell. Maybe you can tell.
I could tell. But I don't
people
stop.
in the audience.
They don't.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of stuff to say,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I still have my script in my dressing room because I still look at it before the show.
Right.
To make sure, I'm on it and I'm in tune and all that. But I think the key to that, the secret to that is me not watching and enjoying my other castmates because they're so good. I have to stay into it, but not involved in it. I have to
Right.
keep saying that I'm narrating this, so... Yeah.
Man, I want to tell you, just even, and you brought up your social media earlier. I appreciate the positivity that you put on there so much.
I want to be positive. I think we are a beautiful people. I think everything about us is beautiful. And I just like to express that. And I'm not afraid to. I think all people are beautiful, but I'm black, so I only know about being black.
Right.
And being a black woman. So I just like to portray the beauty that we have. And we come in all ways of color and our hair. I just love it. I love being a black woman.
Because some people are going to shy away from certain topics.
Yes.
But not you.
No,
And I love that for you and for us.
I don't shy away from it. Mm-hmm. I'm 60-something years old. Why should I?
Right.
What
is there left for you to have to prove? I mean, in the history books, people know your resume, and I
Yes.
think your talent has always been undeniable.
I think I have more respect because I don't shy away from it.
Right.
I was told a long time ago, Buddy Howe, when I first went to ICM, and he told me, always be who you are. People don't respect people that are not true to who they are. And I never forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
I never forgot that. So I've always tried to do that. I'm more about that now than I've ever been.
Now, another thing that I feel like you've really led the charge on is your son, Farad. I love him.
Oh, Farad, honey, he thinks everything is about him.
He's an author.
He's an author. He has his girlfriend is coming to the show tomorrow, so he'll be at the show. He comes to the show at least twice a week or 3 times a week, but he really thinks that it's about him.
Yeah, and it is.
And then he'll say, "Mom, I don't want to be famous no more." I'm like, "Kid, it's
too late. We all know you." But you had Tamron Hall in tears.
Yes.
on the show with your son.
Yes.
And even during the pandemic, you did the whole Never Knew Love Like This Before
Yes.
challenge. And I love that too. 'Cause
Yes.
during the pandemic, you were spreading a lot of love.
Because that's what I love to love, even though I'm not in a relationship right now, but I love to love, because I would text you and say, girl, keep on going.
We did the whole vision board. When
Yes,
I tell you,
we
we had the
did a
vision board
vision
party.
Yes.
And it was on Zoom, and it was like I'd never done a vision board before, so that was my first one, and I legit went and got like the big cardboard.
Yes,
I took
everything.
it very seriously.
Yes, and I still have my vision board from that time because I think you should look like, what do you want to do? How I want to put it out in the universe. I think if you put things out in the universe, they come to you.
Yeah, and so what is something that would be on your vision board now? Because it feels like you've done so much. You've been with the legends, but people also don't know the whole Stephanie Mills story. I don't know that we ever will,
I don't think people will ever know.
Right.
I think some things I will go to my grave. I do plan on writing a book, but I plan on writing a book on how to survive in the business and certain things that you shouldn't do that I've learned over the years that I would love to leave for other people.
Like, give me an example of something you shouldn't do to survive in the business.
I don't think you should do anything and everything that people want you to do. I don't think you should be willing to sell your soul to be in the business. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you should change who you are to be in the business. Let them accept you how you are.
How old were you when you learned that lesson?
I was like 40.
Oh, wow.
When I turned 40, I began to be like, because you got to remember, I had been in the business since I was 10, 11. So I'd seen a lot. And I knew the pitfalls and I saw things, and I got to a point where I was like, I don't care what people think about me. I'm just going to do what I want to do if things come. Because I was always told I was going to be blacklisted and I was going to be this and I was not going to do this. And I'd be like, okay, whatever. But I always kept going. I never looked back. Never look back.
That's another lesson.
Yes, never look back.
So you feel like earlier you were doing things that you necessarily didn't want to do?
Yeah, I sang songs that I necessarily didn't want to record. But when you're young like that and people say, oh, this is going to be a hit. And most of the time there were songs that were not a hit.
Right.
Songs that I really felt good about. Like when I re-recorded Home, people told me not to do it.
Right.
It wouldn't sell, but I wanted to do it more urban for my audience. So that's why I wrote the first part of it. Of when I think of home, I think of a resting place, because so many of my friends had passed away in the Whiz. And people were like, don't re-record that song, and I did.
Oh, I saw you also said you did go see the Whiz because it's back on Broadway as well. A Black woman directing it too.
Yes.
And she's also directing The Notebook.
Yes.
Which is unheard of, doing both of those at the same time.
Yes.
And has a Black woman as one of the lead in The Notebook during the transitional time. So people had an issue with that. Like, how does she go from white to Black? But what did you think when you saw the newer Whiz?
I thought they did their version of the Whiz. It was nothing like what we did on Broadway 50 years ago. I think that they did their interpretation of what the Whiz was.
And it shouldn't be like what it was, right? Do you think 50 years ago it has to be a different, because it is hard to recreate something that happened.
Why would you take a classic and destroy it? They do Hello Dolly the same
I haven't
way.
seen it yet. So
They do Mame, Auntie-Mame. They do, when they bring certain shows back, they do it the same way. They just update it. The Whiz is a classic.
Okay.
Why change it?
Well, and that's something that's near and dear to your heart too.
Yeah.
And for some kids now, this is obviously their first time seeing it, so they have no idea what it would have been like.
Right. And that's fine, but I just think they had a jewel, a gold, like if they brought back Dreamgirls, they're not going to change. I don't think they'll change. When they did Dreamgirls movie, they didn't change it. It was very much like what it was.
And I love when you post some of your throwbacks of yourself on that stage back then too. Just seeing you as like a young
girl.
Yeah, and you know what? You look exactly the same.
No, I don't.
You do. Your face. I feel like you
do.
I do. When you look at that, you have a very distinct face and facial features, and I think you don't look like you don't mess with your face or anything. You know how
I
some
haven't. I don't have no. The only thing I got a long time ago was my nose.
Okay.
Done. But other than that, no.
I don't know how you maintain this. I mean, it's amazing to see because.
Well, I don't drink or smoke like a lot, or I don't smoke at all. But I sleep a lot. And I stay away from stressful situations.
You're like, that's why I'm not dating anybody right now.
Right.
You also do this Manly Mondays. I don't know if
you love my Manly Mondays?
I be looking, girl.
I don't know any of those men. I don't know any of them.
So how do you recruit them? How do you pick them?
Well, I'll pick some pictures, and then I'll send it to the person that does my social media, and then we'll pick it together, and then she'll put it together and put it out there. But I just thought we need some manly men, Yeah, so that's why we started calling it Manly Monday.
Because if you get in a relationship, that's over. I don't know if you can you still do Manly Monday?
I will still do what I want to do. I don't think if you get in a relationship, you should change yourself. Of course, you want to be respectful.
Right.
But
if you were dating some guy and he was doing like, Woman Crush Wednesdays, no?
It wouldn't bother me. No.
Okay.
Would it bother you?
It depends. I don't know. I mean.
Why would you? I mean, because if they were doing it, see, that's the thing though. If you like somebody and you were dating them and they were doing that, and then all of a sudden you got into a relationship, why would you want to stop their creativity of what they were doing? Because he met you, it didn't change anything. So I don't believe in trying to change somebody.
Yeah, I hear you on that. But I do think when you do get into a relationship, certain things are going to,
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
you do have to, because you have to respect like how other people might feel. Not saying that they would tell you don't do that anymore, but you might be like, you know what?
Let's not.
I mean,
do
I
that.
like Manly Mondays. I don't want you to stop it.
Right. Well, I'm not in a relationship, so if I do get in a relationship, I'll see how he can deal with it.
Oh my gosh! And then I saw like so many different things. Montgomery, Alabama. We just had the anniversary for that too, and you definitely posted that at that time. You were like, I ain't about violence, but
I just thought that was so wrong. There's just certain things that are just so wrong, like that lady getting shot by the police. What were
Right.
they doing in her house anyway?
Right.
Why were they even around there? And she was definitely saying,
Sonia
I need
Massey.
help. Yes, Sonia Massey. She was like, I need help. So you're going to shoot her? She needs help?
And the fact that did you watch the Donald Trump? Because I know you talk about, I see you posting for Kamala Harris,
Yes,
of course.
yes.
And I'm doing something to support her tonight.
Yes.
But as you're looking at Donald Trump doing things like the NABJ interview that he did at the conference, right? People had a lot of issues with him coming into that space, and then how disrespectful he was.
Well, I think that if you invite Donald Trump, first of all, I don't even think he should have been invited.
Right.
I don't think he should have been there. And then to come and be disrespectful, everybody should have got up and left.
Mm-hmm.
And left him in there by himself.
Right. They tried to keep the interview going, but it was kind of like, dude, you are wilding right now.
No, they should have left him in there. Everybody should have just got up and left.
Right.
Because it's one thing to be political and you're on a journey to get votes, but he's so disrespectful.
And lies. That's also what's crazy. All of the lies that he tells. He'll say things that's factually not
Well,
true.
he didn't even know that he was president of Puerto Rico. Let's start there. Come on.
It is kind of embarrassing that
He's an
he's even
embarrassment.
allowed to run. Just the fact that he's a convicted, criminal. And we talk about in this country, I think it's so hard for people who have a criminal record to do so many different things. But the fact that you can run for president.
You can run. Prisoners can't even vote when they come out of prison.
Right.
But he can organize a coup and destruction on January 6th and have innocent people killed and still run for president? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
So I don't pay attention to things that don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's not meant to make sense. It's just meant for them to have their own agenda.
I am excited that we could potentially have and, willing it into existence on our vision board, our first ever Black woman president.
Oh, man. I just think that men are so panty-anty. I mean, not all of them, but, it's like...
What are they?
They're so panty-anty. They're panty-anty. They're just like, come on. The women, we're so strong.
Yes.
Women are so much stronger than men nowadays. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kamala.
It's not something we thought we would see in this lifetime, though.
No.
And
I wish my mother was alive.
I'm
to
happy
see
about it, but
oh, she would be so thrilled, But I think I think she is going to be president.
Right.
Because I think what Trump did was made a mistake saying, get Biden out of the way. Sometimes you have to be careful what you ask
wish for. Yeah.
And so he got his wish. And she said, what did she say? Trump, you have anything to say about me? Say it to my face.
Mm-hmm.
She said, that vibe already. She going to tear him up.
And you see her rallies. I mean, they're like a whole party out of control.
I know. And then
filling
if
up
they start
arenas.
heckling, she was like, I'm speaking, I'm talking.
And if you want to go support Trump, go do it. Just say, go handle your business. You ain't
Handle
got
your
to be
business.
here.
Exactly. You don't have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
When they come on my page and they're like, I'm for Trump, I just delete. I don't get into.
I love that for you.
I don't get into. That's silly. I'm not going to waste my time arguing with somebody.
Now, I want to go back to Hadestown and
Okay.
talking about the play, because clearly that's what we're here for. And I'm definitely going. We're going to figure out what special thing I'm going to do, because what I'm really wanting to do is, on Restaurant Row, which is right by Broadway, it's all these different restaurants.
Yes.
There are a couple of Black-owned restaurants. It's
Okay.
actually one couple that owns both of them on the same block on 46th Street. They own Jasmine's and they own Samir, which is a French Caribbean restaurant.
Okay. Is it good? Really good food?
Amazing.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you there. You have to at some point go, because their
I
food is
will.
so good. And it's a Black woman that owns Jasmine, her and her husband, Lloyd. They own that and they own Samir. They just opened it. The only Black restaurants on Restaurant Row.
Okay.
And you're going to love it.
Okay.
But
Give me
anyway,
the address because I'll definitely go.
I'm trying to see about, and of course, Brooklyn Chop House
Oh, I love the Chop House.
is there too. So those are places.
Oh, I love the Chop House.
Yes, you know that we love to frequent. So I'm trying to
Yes.
figure out some things that we can do when I have my theater nights when we go see Hadestown.
Okay.
But do
when
they
are you guys coming?
Do we know, Dan? Have they given us I think they're trying to coordinate everything.
Okay.
But this is what I like to do up here. Like, part of what they know about me is that when it comes to these Broadway plays, ask Angela, because she'll try to put together a whole situation for everybody to go. But when I found out you were coming, I was like, we have to make sure we're in there.
Yes.
For this, because that is what will make me go see a play. When somebody that I love like you is starring in it, so I can't even imagine what that's done for ticket sales also. I mean, it's already, like you said, won multiple Tony Awards. Eight Tony Awards.
Yes.
But now you're added to the mix.
Yes. And Yolo, there's three of us that went in. Maya, Yolo, and myself. Three. Yolo plays Persephone. Maya plays Eurydice, and I'm Hermes.
And this is all Greek mythology.
All Greek mythology, and it's an opera.
Okay.
Yes.
So do they tell you who's coming? Like, if they're like, tonight such and such is coming?
I don't like to know.
You don't?
Because
Okay.
you find yourself performing for that person. I just like to know that there's an audience out there. I don't like to know who's coming.
Does Stephanie Mills still get nervous?
Oh, absolutely. I never take it for granted that I'm going to go out there and you're just going to love me. I never take that for granted. I always get nervous, always.
They say nerves are a good thing, though.
If you don't get nervous, then you should get out of the business.
Right.
You know, if it's not making you nervous, if you're not feeling like, oh my God, you should get out of the business.
And I told you earlier before we started, your hair looks amazing. So you're doing your natural hair thing. The color looks good, the whole style.
Yaya is my face, and Johnny is my hair, and Carrie's my press, and Kendall's my press. Yeah, I'm having a good time. We had a good day today. We had a really good press day today. I had fun.
All right, good. Are you? Is Farad missing out on not being? Because we're used to him being with you too.
I know.
Your
I
press.
was gonna bring him, but I knew I had to do. He would be like, "Mom, look," you know. So I didn't bring him because I knew we had to do a lot of things. So he's home on his computer, on his phone, fine.
What does he think of the new song Jam? Because you're on a new
Oh,
song Jam,
yes, I
which
am.
I like.
You like it?
Yes, I like the vibes.
Yep.
You know, I love Kid Capri, MC Light.
Ray Chu called me. He said, "I want to send you a song." I said, "Okay." And I said, "Oh, Ray, I really like this song." I said, "Who are you going to get to sing it?" He said, "You." I said, "Okay, I'm
Why
there."
you think I sent it?
Right, I'm there. So we went in the studio and did it with Kid Capri, Dougie Fresh, and MC Light.
That it's amazing too. I like it. I like the vibes. MC Light was just up here the other day.
Yes.
And you know, I see Dougie Fresh all the time.
Please tell him I said hi. I
Okay.
love Dougie Fresh.
And Kid Capri.
Yes.
It's a whole vibe. Like, to see Stephanie Mills, you have not missed a beat. Just with everything that you have going on, your consistency.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Why?
I'm happy. I'm happy you feel that way. Because sometimes when I'm home and I'm not really doing anything, I'm like, I wonder, because sometimes people will say, oh, well, you've been out of the business so long. Because I did take a break when I had my son and then coming back. But I feel like you need that time to redo what you want to do. And I didn't want to record all the time. I didn't want to keep doing the same things. So that's why I would lay back and just wait till what I wanted to do.
You know, a lot of people are sampling songs now from songs that we grew up on. How do you feel about artists sampling your music?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
That's a check for me. I love it. Just keep it coming. That's I always call it mailbox money. So that I love it. Sample all you want.
Take it, right?
Take it, yeah.
You got this. Just handle the business and make
Yes.
sure I get my money.
Exactly.
Well, listen, I always appreciate you. I love seeing you every single time you're in town. I'm coming to Hadestown. I'm going to let all of our listeners know.
Let me know so that when you come and text me, you have my phone number.
I
If not,
do.
I'll give it-
I told you I
have
get
my phone
excited
number.
if Stephanie Mills, like the first time Stephanie Mills ever texted me, I said,
I know, because I was like, have a good day. Be careful.
yeah. And I was like, I can't believe Stephanie Mills. And I had to like tell my,
And you
it's
even
just
said,
that's the stuff that's exciting to me.
you said, I can't believe you're texting me. I was like, you're my friend. You're my little baby now.
You know how excited, like other things don't matter so much, but when you get a text from the Stephanie Mills, you know, it feels exciting. Do you feel more inspired now to do more music now that
I feel inspired to do more theater. Music
Okay.
is I could do that in my sleep. And I do want to do something. I think Ray and I are going to do another song because there's another song that I want to cover.
Okay.
So, and he's the perfect producer for that because he's a
a
master.
song you want to cover.
I want to cover someone else's song.
I cannot wait to find out what this is. And I can't wait to hear it. And I know that's going to be an honor for whoever it is.
Oh, and she's huge.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to see this. And also in Hadestown, are there new songs that you're, or is it still just the same?
No, it's the same songs.
Okay.
But you know, it's so funny because people come and they see the show and they're like, well, when are you going to sing the big song? I said, I will not be singing the big song in the show. I said, this is an opera. It's a love song. It's Greek mythology. But we want to hear you sing home. This is not the Whiz. This is Hadestown. You know, there's no big song. I don't sing the big song. I think Maya sings a big song, and Persephone sings more of the big songs. I'm glad because I'm in my lower register.
Okay.
So I can eat sweets and still go on and sing.
Oh, wow. Things you have to take into consideration.
Right. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, Stephanie Mills, the legend, thank you so much for joining me. Everybody, make sure y'all go see Hadestown. Make sure y'all follow her so you can
Yes,
stay
go
up
up.
to date on everything that she has going on, but also just your opinions and thoughts on things, which I think is so important and crucial.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
It's Way
you.
Up.
Way up.